Hi Simply family, and welcome to this Simply Church Advent series. I know we're not really into kind of doing Lent and these kind of traditional things, but I really felt that God wanted us to have just a very short reading each day, running us up to the birth of Christ on December the 25th. Now we know that obviously Jesus probably wasn't born on that exact day, but we celebrate it on that day, and it's important for us just to think about what is it that we celebrate. Why is Jesus so important? And these are truths I know that many of us will have heard time and time again, but my prayer is that we will hear them afresh and they will stir our hearts. Now, what does this word Advent mean? It literally means the arrival of, the announcement of a notable birth or person. The arrival of a notable, important person. And so Advent is us thinking about the most important person in the world, that is God, who came in Jesus Christ, and that we celebrate on December the 25th. So today's reading, and it's going to follow your reading plan, comes from Genesis 1, and it starts off in verse 26. And it says, "Then God said, 'Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth.' So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. And God blessed them, and God said to them, 'Be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth.' And God said, 'Behold,'" which means pay careful attention, "'I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food, and to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth. Everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food.' And it was so. And God saw everything that he'd made, and behold," again, pay careful attention, "it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day." So we see on the sixth day, God created human beings. We know in the next part, chapter 2 of the narrative, that he creates Adam, and then out of Adam he creates Eve, one to walk alongside him, to work together in subduing the earth. And there's just some amazing things that come out of here. That first of all, that God saw what he created was very good. The creation that God put together was perfect. There was no sickness or war or greed or famine or droughts. He created man and woman in his own image. So we don't look like him because God is spirit, so he doesn't have a physical body. But in the character, he gave us the capacity to love and to care and to be generous, and all of those kind of good attributes that I know at times they can often turn sour or not so good, and often kind of gets a bit crazy, and we can end up getting jealous and greedy and all these horrible things. But in the right sense, the character that God has given us is like him. And right from the beginning, before anything else happens, God creates everything in such a very good way. And he makes us to reflect him. And what I love is he then gives us this commission, this mandate to go into the world, to bring this goodness, this glory, this character of God to the rest of the world, to subdue it, to bring God's kingdom, his presence, his rulership, his greatness, his goodness, his majesty, his might, his love to the rest of the world. Because remember, Adam and Eve were just in a small part of the world, and that in that little Garden of Eden, as we read later on, and that whole garden of goodness was to spread to the world and make this world good. And so what I want us to see and be encouraged from this first bit is that you were made, I was made, we were made, not out of a mistake. Whatever you might have thought, whatever someone might have said to you, you were never a mistake. That you are the pinnacle of God's creation, that you were chosen, and God had a plan for you, and God wanted you to bear his image and to reflect him and look like him. And if we could just grasp this truth, this identity, to be grounded in him and believing in the goodness that he wants for us, I believe it would change the way we see ourselves, our world, those around us. And so be encouraged that God has a commission for you, just like he did Adam and Eve, to bring his kingdom to the rest of the world. So why have I started with this? Because I think it's important, we start right at the beginning, understand who we are. But why have I started with it in terms of Advent? Well, let's tune into tomorrow. Tune into tomorrow's to find out a bit more.